if someone does 17 seasons on a TV show with the same crew and the same cast, there's a pretty good chance they're not a.
It's great to see you.
Great to see you.
You are busy. You have many children.
I do.
So your schedule is, it's hard to schedule you. And yet I know it must have been a priority for you to be here in Montreal at Just For Laughs for Rob to honor him. Yes?
Yes. I would just not, really, honestly, I would never in a million years say no to this for Rob. I mean, I think he really is one of the great, slightly unrecognized talents of this industry, that he works in so many different buckets and so efficiently and so beautifully, but I feel like he's an underdog when he almost shouldn't be an underdog. You kind of feel like he should be an overdog. Is there an overdog?
No.
Okay, just the alpha dog?
Yeah,
That's what
he's not an alpha. But, I mean,
No.
I told him not to be so humble because of all 17 seasons on Sunny and the success that you have had at Wrexham.
Oh, yeah.
So, first of all, congratulations on the Emmy nominations, but
Thank
I
you.
feel like, true football fans would say that 3 consecutive promotions is the biggest
It's pretty
swagger,
big. Hey,
right?
thank you for saying football.
Oh,
That
I
was-
live
but
with an
That
EPL
was
fan.
very nice of you. You didn't have to do that.
No. It's
You
respect.
know what? Rob is in 17 seasons on a television show. You know what that means, though? That it means yes, he's wealthy, sure, but it also means that if someone does 17 seasons on a TV show with the same crew and the same cast, there's a pretty good chance they're not a dick. Mm-hmm. That only happens if there's integrity as the foundation and everybody is made of good stuff. And
Yeah.
Rob Mack is made of very good stuff.
Well, the two of you took all that good stuff to Wrexham. Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
all of it. And now you're spreading it with Eva Longoria.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do, right?
It's
Share your success.
Well, yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, it is a piping hot viral disease, this football game. I knew I loved it. I knew when I really got it was when I loved it so much that I hated it. Mm-hmm. That was when the Brits were like, yeah, we've got you. Anyway, but yes, Eva has this incredible team, the Coxa, that has an amazing story with it as well. And you know what that really kind of is at the heart of it is you kind of are sharing. You can share fame, you can share resources and power and all those sorts of things, but like when you do it in places that feel unseen or unheard for so long, and Wrexham certainly is one of them, it's powerful because there's a Wrexham everywhere. There's one in Canada, there's one in the States, they're all over Europe. Every country you can think of has a town like that. Mm-hmm. It feels like they flew over us. We were forgotten or we were left back, and it's a pretty amazing thing to see.
Incredible.
Both, yeah, when the tide raises all boats, it's pretty awesome.
I'm big on commemorating dates. So, happy anniversary. Because 1 year ago today,
Okay.
Deadpool and Wolverine opened in theaters. So am I just giving you this news?
That's true. It was 1 year ago today.
Exactly 1 year ago today, and I get to celebrate the anniversary with you. So looking back on a movie that broke records, that fulfilled your dream, you got to make it with your two good friends.
Yes, it did.
How are you feeling, even though you didn't remember and I had to remind you?
Well, I was actually on a hike with Hugh 2 days ago.
Uh-huh.
We went on a 2.5-hour hike. Which no.
Why?
He had a baby Bjorn that was huge. I was in it, and the man is a beast.
Yeah.
Doesn't tire, doesn't even glow. But we were reflecting a little bit on it, and you know what? It was one of those movies that you feel miserable when production ends. But then you get to go in an edit room, and then I get to keep living it.
Yeah.
And this poor guy isn't. He's off doing, I think Hugh shot 4 other films since then. He needs an intervention. But it feels great. And the movie at the end of the day is North Star was joy. And that is something that I think is a really, I talked about it on stage in Toronto.
Yeah.
It's such a scarce resource. And I don't know, I'm deeply proud of it. It's my favorite one.
There's so many elements that are in it that brought people so much joy, one of them being Stray Kids. So I don't know if you know, but they were played in Toronto a few weeks ago. Uh-huh. And while on stage, they said that they made their performance extra feral for Canada because you are Canadian.
Extra feral?
Yes.
But,
Stray
Wolverine's
Kids
the honey
getting
badger. I'm, largest member of the Weasel family. I knew they were on tour. Do you know, I don't think I've ever talked about this, the Stray Kids, at one point, they were all in the movie.
No, you said that
Oh, I
the
did, okay.
scheduling.
Yeah, it was such a bummer.
But the reason why I was so excited to talk to you, one of the reasons, is I want to say thank you to you
Oh, really?
for your Korean appreciation earlier than most. King of Masked Singer,
Oh my
Running
God.
Man, the variety show.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
Stray Kids, being into K-pop, like, what first of all, what do you appreciate about Korean programming and entertainment and culture?
I think Korea's like ahead of the curve all the time. They really are like a kind of the tip of the spear in culture for so many things. And the Masked Singer, I did not know that was going to come to the States or anything like that. But going on, it was really more the objective was like, what's the kind of unexpected show to go on
Yeah.
when you're here? What's the one that if you're Korean, you go, no way, so that's really where that comes from. Not because I desperately wanted to sing. I was so mad I did it when I got there because I went through the rehearsal and it was just not.
It's iconic what you did.
No.
It's
They
iconic.
sweetened it. I think they must have because it's bearable now, but it's not what I heard.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I love you. Just oh God. And I remember they said, "Do not move," and I was like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "They'll know you're from the West if you move." So I was like, but how do you sing this song and not move? And like, yeah.
Thanks. Like I said earlier, you have a lot going on. But one of the things that we're so excited about is the John Candy documentary that is the opening night film at TIFF. What does it mean to you to have produced a film that is opening our film festival on the 50th anniversary about John Candy?
Well, I mean, it's everything. John is a huge influence of mine. Influence is a nice way of saying obsession, but I really am obsessed with him for a number of reasons. There's so much overlap. I think I tend to overfunction. I tend to do a little too much. I think John did a little too much. Ended up owning the Toronto Argonauts at one point with Wayne Gretzky and Bruce McNall. There's a parallel there with our football club. And then, I just think he was a person who really was just great. When he wasn't on camera, he was the same guy. He was great, a great person to be around, generous to a fault, gave too much of himself, I think, and prideful. Like he was a man who could have gone a different route, and he had an immense amount of pride, and that's something that comes out in the doc that I'm most proud of. Is I think we captured the essence of him because you're doing a documentary using storytellers to talk about a storyteller.
Yeah.
And I remember one particular interview I did. He said, "You can't do a John Candy documentary. He's unimpeachable. There's nothing about him that's bad. Ooh, except one thing." And it's just like, wait, what's bad about John? Of course, you'll have to watch the doc to find out what that is.
Thanks for the teaser.
But it's pretty great. It's been 8 years in the making to do this.
We can't wait to see it. You're out of time. Thanks for making time for us, though.
Are you kidding me? Always, no problem. Oh my God, I love it.